Hey everyone, Tony here. Hope you're doing well. Hope your weekend is going well. It's Saturday, October 6th. I have some very positive news for you guys that will probably put a smile on your face. Now, as you know, we've been talking about the catalyst for the next big bull run. I had mentioned my personal catalyst were the launch of Ripple's XRP, the launch of Backed, which is the intercontinental exchange, Starbucks and Microsoft powered global custody service for institutional money and retail investors, which will launch in November. Also, I said if we get positive news from the SEC about these ETFs, it will give the market an emotional and psychological lift that I believe would be one of the catalysts for the spark of the bull run. Also, if there were big news around custody service or corporate America, some big bank or traditional companies launching, custody services or crypto trading services. Now, the launch of XRP has taken place. The actual rollout with the banks is still a work in progress, meaning that they're going to launch in their own pace. But obviously, we expect this quarter, Mercury FX, Qualix, and the Catalyst Federal Credit Union will be going live. But it's a process, so we've talked about that, and I'll talk a bit more about that later in the video. But we also had big news about corporate America and Wall Street getting into the market. TD Ameritrade launching their own exchange to compete with Backed called ErisX. We also heard about Ric Edelman, one of the big time Wall Street legends, getting into crypto. We also had news about Yale with the investing that they do on that front, raised $400 million. So, however, this news did not move the market at all. What we keep seeing is sideways price movements, right? Even right now, I think the prices are still a bit suppressed, still moving sideways. No actual movements, nothing dropping significantly, just a lot of sideways movements. And we talked about the manipulation in the market, and that this is not by happenstance or coincidence. This is all by design. We also know a lot of groups, crypto companies and so forth, have been lobbying politicians, meeting up, going to Washington, D.C. You had representatives from Coinbase, Ripple, different companies, and NASDAQ and so forth, to try to convince the politicians to move ahead, get the regulations, get the clarity in place, especially the SEC, which has been dragging its feet, and it's really been ridiculous. We also had news that the CFTC has ruled that virtual currencies are commodities. However, none of this has moved the market. However, the SEC has set a date, October 26th deadline now, for reviewing 9 Bitcoin ETF applications. And this includes, guys, the biggest ETFs out there. For example, from the CBOE, and let me give you the details. Let me not get too far ahead of myself. The SEC has outlined a time frame for reviewing proposed rule changes related to a series of applications to list and trade various Bitcoin exchange traded funds, ETFs. The review period affects 9 separate ETFs that have been proposed by 3 different applicants, according to the documents filed by the SEC yesterday, October 4th. The new amendments affect a pair of Bitcoin ETFs that have been submitted by ProShares in conjunction, listen to this, with the New York Stock Exchange ETF exchange, NYSE ARCA. The other affected applications are the 5 further proposed ETFs from Direxion, also for listing on the New York Stock Exchange ARCA, and 2 proposals from Granite Shares for listing on CBOE. The SEC has solicited any party or person to file a statement in support or rejection of the proposed Bitcoin ETFs by October 26th. The regulator has outlined that its prior orders disapproving proposed rule changes for all 3 applicants' proposals will remain in effect pending the Commission's review. In a separate notice, the SEC has filed recommendations to specific changes and clarifications that had been put forward by the Granite Shares regarding its proposed models of operation. So, guys, I don't believe that they are going to reject ETFs that are part of the CBOE and the New York Stock Exchange. And with all the lobbying we've been seeing lately, and a lot of these crypto companies and exchanges and people going to Washington, D.C., all the pressure that is being put on the SEC, because even this, we saw the CFTC head, Mr. Chris Giancarlo, even said on CNBC, crypto is here to stay. And like I said, the CFTC made a ruling, virtual currencies are commodities. So they have made it clear where their stance is. The SEC, now we are waiting for them to provide more clarity on what's securities and what's not, but also to approve these Bitcoin ETFs. And like I said, guys, this I think will be the trigger, the ultimate catalyst, because what I saw is this other news, like I just shared with you, like big time bullish positive news, did not move the market at all, guys, at all. And I was scratching my head like, why is that? And, and just thinking about it and seeing this article, the price is being suppressed by the big money. They are allowing the weak hands to get out, and they are waiting for bullish news like this to pump the market back up. Because it's, like I said, it's more of a psychological thing for the market, an emotional lift. But obviously the big money, a lot of the big money definitely want an ETF. Not to say that they don't want to hold actual crypto, because they do. That's why a lot of them have been waiting for the custody services, which Bakkt will provide. ErisX, Coinbase, the Winklevoss twins, and all these different folks are going to provide custody services. But this, I believe, will open the floodgates for the Wall Street money. Now, could I be wrong that these are maybe one or two are going to get disapproved? Yeah, it could happen. But given the atmosphere that's been created around the SEC right now, the pressure both from the CFTC, from the companies going to Washington, D.C., the people, different people in the market just calling out the SEC, even the head commissioner of the SEC, Hester Pierce herself, even calling out, writing an article telling these guys, stop playing around, get out of your helicopter, come down, take a look at this. Let's move forward. Let's get this market going. So I'm super happy to hear this news. And I've been on the record, I could care less about an ETF. But like I said, for the growth of the market, I think it's a emotional threshold, a psychological threshold, and even for the big money specifically, that needs to happen for the pump to take place again. And let's hope they approve all of these ETFs. And if not, if they approve like one or two, I'll be happy with that. I think they won't deny the New York Stock Exchange ETF. That's too big. And the CBOE, they denied the Winklevoss twins ETF and some others, which were smaller, not significant, but we're talking about the New York Stock Exchange here. So I hope you guys understand how this all works, politics and money, and your power that you have, right? The New York Stock Exchange is going to be able to pull a lot more weight than the Winklevoss twins, let's be honest, and as well as the CBOE. So remember, this is all about making money. And also, what we've been seeing is a lot of companies, including Ripple and so forth, they've been lobbying politicians, looking to pay them to get them to move. And that's the game you have to play. This is how it works. Every business has to do it. And even the crypto market, we're finding ourselves having to do that. Exchanges have to do that now. Coinbase is probably going to have to lobby some politicians and pay them, right? It is the nature of the beast. So, guys, this is definitely bullish news. As I've been telling you, keep holding. Do not have weekends. Don't get frustrated. Don't operate by emotions. Look at the facts, which I'm sharing here with you. I'm not making this up. I'm showing you and my sources, and I'm telling you based on all the facts that we're seeing of TD Ameritrade. I showed you guys the video of their, I believe the VP, the CEO, all these people out promoting this. Obviously, Ric Edelman being interviewed on CNBC, Wall Street legend, getting into crypto, Yale. We, of course, know what's coming in November. Bakkt, the first of its kind, guys. And their ETF, so-called futures, is actually physically backed. It's not on paper alone. So it's going to be a game changer. And the fact that Starbucks, now think about this. Why the hell would Starbucks want to do this? Starbucks making money hand over fist selling coffee for, right, regular coffee for like $5 instead of it being $1 or $2, right? They're making a lot of money, guys. And big things are to come. What we're seeing here, governments, corporate America, Wall Street, all getting into this market. And as I alluded to in yesterday's video as well, the stock market is on a 10-year bull run, and it's everyone, you may start seeing the articles in the news and so forth. Everyone is expecting a big crash, a big correction, and expect a lot of that money to then flow into cryptocurrencies, the new asset class that is here to stay. That is the future, and of course based on blockchain technology, which is the next internet, which is going to change the world the same way the internet did. So I hope you see the bigger picture. That's why I always tell you guys, I always mention it, you need to look at this from a business standpoint, not just have tunnel vision of my coin, this ICO. No. What is the bigger picture of what's happening here? Once you understand economics and businesses and who's getting involved, you'll understand what, be able to have peace of mind a bit and know what's to come and see the road down ahead, because we've got, corporate America, Wall Street, governments on board. That means this is here to stay. And when you hear this, guys from like the CFTC saying cryptocurrencies are here to stay, and Wall Street guys say that, I mean, like, what else do you need to know? You just have to keep holding strong. So this is going to be an important date, guys, a very, very important date. I'm hoping the SEC, and I have a strong feeling they will do this, they will approve some of these ETFs, and I believe bull run will start because we already have a lot of other positive news. And notice what happened this week, guys. Just notice what happened this week. This week we had the announcement of TD Ameritrade, right? Ric Edelman as well. Yale. Like I said, all of this is not by coincidence. This is by design. The fact that you had these three parties, right, come out and around the same time, right? This was October 5th. The Ric Edelman news was on October 3rd. TD Ameritrade on October 4th. Why? How? That can't be coincidence. By design. Keep holding. These folks move in different circles than we do. They know a lot of the news ahead of time, and they are all looking to make money. And trust me when I tell you, they are talking. A lot of them are talking to each other, and they know what they're doing. The whales have bottomed out the market, not going too low because they don't want to lose the confidence of the retail investors, right? They don't want to lose everyone. They want to lose some of the weak hands, the people who will get frustrated and emotional and jump out the market and then FOMO back in, which will make them more money, right? Because as they start pumping things back up. But if you keep holding, guys, I'm telling you, you will be rewarded. Great things are ahead for this market. And like I said, here's the facts straight from the SEC. And I believe they will approve some of this. So definitely want to shout out Rand Nunez, because he tweeted this, and that's how I saw the news, because I missed this. This article was actually from yesterday, and I missed that. It may have been published a bit late, but he tweeted it saying here, it's coming. And I told you guys, remember who this guy is, right? He works at CNBC. He's in contact with a lot of the top crypto people, Wall Street, as well as, government officials. So they moving in different circles than we are, that we, information that we're not privy to. But I believe, guys, that a bull run will come as soon as these ETFs are approved. I absolutely believe that. So on to some very interesting Ripple news, and shout out to Stephen Deep. Stephen, I apologize if I mispronounce your last name. Don't mean to butcher it, but I'm bad with names sometimes. So he's done some really awesome research here, guys. And showing the potential of Ripple and the usage of XRP potentially by banks and the government and central banks, like the Federal Reserve and so forth, because like I've been alluding to in the video yesterday, the stock market, big correction, fiat currencies failing around the world, and the debt crisis. So we'll have to see how this all plays out, but it all makes logical sense because what we've been seeing is the moves Ripple has been making. This is why I always tell you guys, look at what the company is doing as well, because the doors, the avenues, the partnerships, the relationships that they build will ultimately lead to the more usage of XRP through those connections, showing XRP as a solution, right? Ripple's end goal, guys, is to have XRP adopted on as many fronts as possible so the value increases. And I've said it many times, they are incentivized to have it go up. They own a lot of the assets of XRP. So does obviously the employees and so forth. These folks are in. Look, if I was running Ripple and I had the XRP and I'm trying to get banks in this, I want that thing to go up as high as possible. Why? It's going to make me money. Ripple is going to become a giant, a monster in the industry, guys. And it's going to be world changing. So let me give you the details here. What I'm going to do also, I'll put a link to Steven's whole thread here so you guys can read through it because it is a lot. So he calls out some of the items here with screenshots. Executive order, and this is not a political post, guys. I'm not talking about Democrats, Republican, Trump, whoever. I don't care. This is about what the government is doing as it relates to banking and how XRP can be leveraged. Executive Order 13772, titled Core Principles for Regulating the United States Financial System, is an executive order signed by U.S. President Donald Trump on February 3rd, 2017. One of the objective is to streamline financial regulations. Trump as well assigned a task for the U.S. Department of Treasury to report to the president the current regulations and their effectiveness in carrying out core principles. So he gave the screenshots here, right? Let's see. Ripple is one of the participants contributing to the report. Notably, Prosper and Credit Karma, Chris Larsen, chairman of Ripple, is a founder of the former and an advisor of the latter. So see the connections that are happening here that can be really great for Ripple. So as you can see here, it has a screenshot showing Ripple, Prosper, and the connection Western Union as well. So it's very interesting that Ripple is part of this, guys. PayPal is on this list as well. So very, very interesting stuff here. He said the IMF is also mentioned, of which Christine Lagarde is very positive about the future of cryptocurrencies. And Chris Larsen is also a member of the advisory board. One of the founders of Ripple is part of that advisory board. Oh, man. Cryptographic financial services, distributed ledger technology, and blockchain-based network are recognized by the Treasury. So they are recognized and definitely a topic within the conversation there. They also acknowledge that many of the current regulations, which are outdated, do not fit new technological advanced products and services. The Treasury encourages regulators to tailor and clarify guidance regarding bank partnerships with non-bank financial firms that they believe will promote innovation. As for payments, Treasury is urging the Federal Reserve to move quickly in facilitating a faster retail payment system, real-time settlement service, for example. It is recorded that the U.S. handled over $1 quadrillion in transaction value for interbank rail. Once again, all the screenshots are here, so you guys can read through and load them up. It's a lot here, so I'm just trying to call out some of the items here. Let's see. There are three main barriers to entry and innovation. Money transmitters must register at a federal level with FinCEN. Listen to this, guys. XRP2, a subsidiary of Ripple, did register with FinCEN to exchange XRP virtual currencies. There's so many big things happening behind the scenes with Ripple and XRP. I know it hasn't all come to maturity yet, right? And I know a lot of people are very impatient because they want to make money. I want to make money too, guys. I've shown my portfolio. Majority of my portfolio is XRP. I hold Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Stellar Lumens, Sia Coin, Proppy, a bit of Ethereum Classic, I told you guys, and so on and so on. So I'm in this to make money. I believe in crypto as well, but first and foremost, I'm in it to make money. So you guys know that. I've been transparent about that. The report also cites the Faster Payments Task Force. Ripple is one of the contributors in the task force, in which their field is cross-border payment solution. Ryan Zagone of Ripple is an elected steering committee. Now, we know the Federal Reserve Payments Task Force endorsed Ripple. You guys, this is like old news. This is from like last year. So something is cooking up there, and we'll have to wait and see how if the U.S. government leverages it. But sharing some facts here, we can make some small speculation. I'm not saying they will. I'm saying the potential is there. And that is a great, great sign for those of you who are holding XRP. And this is why, I'm going to say it for the 1,000th time, I'm so bullish on XRP and Ripple. Because this goes beyond buying coffee with Bitcoin. This goes beyond just buying something online with Overstock, which accepts crypto. We're talking with XRP, the disruption of a multi-trillion-dollar industry, cross-border payments, and usage by the biggest banks. Now, I know I'm saying that, and it's going to take some time for that to roll out. So XRP is a long-term hold. Also, we have the potential, because we know Ripple is working with a lot of central banks around the world, and obviously the U.S. Central Bank is the Federal Reserve. They've got some relationship going here, and they are part of what's cooking up behind the scenes. So the potential is there, guys. The potential, a high potential, because, I mean, just look, the XRP is being mentioned by name. Ripple is being mentioned by name. They're not talking about Bitcoin here. They're not talking about Litecoin here. And like, once again, I have nothing against Bitcoin or Litecoin. I hold them in my portfolio. I'm actually very long on Bitcoin. If to be super transparent, if you were to tell me I can wholly own 2 cryptos today, I would own XRP and Bitcoin. You may say, well, aren't they complete opposites? Yeah. But because Bitcoin is the original and has the brand, and that's how a lot of the market people are going to enter the market with, because honestly, many people don't know about Ethereum, Litecoin, or XRP. Now, it goes by percentages and stages, right? Everyone, I remember last year in the bull run, my mom was asking me about Bitcoin. She didn't know what the hell XRP was or Ethereum was, but she knew what Bitcoin was, right? Some of you may have experienced that. You ask people on the street, you heard about Bitcoin? Yeah. You know what Ethereum is? Maybe. You know what Litecoin is? No. You know what XRP is? No. Right? It's just a matter of branding and what is well known by the masses, and Bitcoin has that branding. And like I said, it's more of a store of value now, even though it's supposed to be a currency, Satoshi's vision. But I am long on Bitcoin, guys. I'm going to be holding Bitcoin for a while, as well as XRP, don't get me wrong. But I believe XRP has the most potential for my return in investment given the current price. That's why it's a big part of my portfolio. Real world adoption, disrupting a multi-trillion-dollar industry, guys. So this thing goes on and on. There's a lot of great research here. So like I said, guys, I'm not going to read everything, but I will leave a link to this. Great work, Steven. This is all fact-based. He has the screenshots of the sources. So guys, some really big things cooking behind the scenes for Ripple. And I am still very bullish on XRP. It doesn't matter what the hell this chart says, because it's all being manipulated anyway. Like I said in my video, I believe of the past few days, the fact that you had all of this positive news, which is all around majority, like it's based up, for example, the ErisX, they're talking about futures for Bitcoin, right? Primarily, and you have Ethereum, Litecoin, and so forth. And same thing with BAC. Same thing with Yale and these guys. They're all, for the most part, talking about Bitcoin. Why didn't Bitcoin start pumping? Why didn't it go to 10 grand and over? This is massive news because it's being manipulated. So I don't care what this chart says, because I've been in this market since late 2016, guys. I've seen a lot come and go. I've seen the potential. I've seen the high swings, the low swings. And I've seen, like I always say, the incremental growth year over year, the higher lows. This year's bottom or low for Bitcoin is 6,000. Last year, what was it? 2,000, 3,000 or something like that. And the year before, obviously, if you go back and look at all the data, it's all online here, you'll see. And the same thing for Ethereum. The same thing for XRP. Remember, these things were all under a penny at one point. Look at where Bitcoin is. Look at where Ethereum is. Even Litecoin. Litecoin's at $57 right now. And it was once below a penny. And XRP, obviously, once below a penny. And then, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin all had a head start, based on the movements and promotion and all of that. And XRP is now, getting there. So I said my prediction, guys, $10 to $15 by the end of the year. And I think with the combination of the X-Rapid rollouts of those 3 and possibly more financial institutions, plus the FOMO and speculation generated from this right here, the combination of those items will send prices up. Now, that's not to say XRP is going to be the only one going up. I think Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so forth will be going up as well. We'll probably see a very similar thing to last year, where pumping is going to happen for everything. But as more financial institutions start rolling out and that volume is being moved on the XRP ledger with transfer of money, especially those household name guys, we're going to see XRP capture the number 2 spot permanently. And it's going to be fighting Bitcoin for the number 1 spot. And my prediction, and I'm not saying it's going to happen 2 months from now, it could be a year from now, it's going to hold the number 1 spot. People still don't understand what XRP and how XRapid works, and the number of banks and folks that will be leveraging XRapid. Some of it is, like I said, religious followings and feelings, like, oh my God, I'm a Bitcoin maximalist, I hate everything else, right? Or XRP is the devil or whatever. So there's a lot of emotional religious following going on, not factual based thought process here. And I like to think I'm in the middle of the road. I know there's even XRP people who hate other cryptos. There will be other winners in the market, guys. But like I said, XRP will be number 1. I believe Ethereum has a great future with its smart contract technology. We've already seen some governments and companies are already starting to build some things along the line with it. Bitcoin, like I said, because of the branding and how people will enter the market, and because of the futures market that's going to be built around it, will be a winner, not because of its utility, more of its speculation and the fact that it can be used as gold. Now, if the Bitcoin community decides to come together and stop forking every goddamn month and creating a new version of Bitcoin, and they come together and actually get Lightning Network going, then the actual utility of Bitcoin can be improved. But right now, it's crap utility. That's just facts. I believe Stellar, I did a video, will be a competitor of Ripple, but they ain't gonna be they're not doing what Ripple's doing. I mean, it is like, I get the analogy. It's Google, the 800-pound gorilla, and then it's Bing, right? Google has like 70% of the search market. Bing has 20, and then Yahoo has like 5, or Bing has like 25, Yahoo has 5%. That's what it's going to be. Ripple, Stellar. It ain't going to be the same. Especially, like I said, Ripple's working with central banks, and they've, as you can see, ingrained into government already, making big moves. I believe Cardano has a future. I'm waiting for an actual rollout of a working product, But based on what I'm seeing, I believe it has a future. I could be wrong, but right now, that one is up in the air because I need to see a working product. Ethereum, for the most part, has a working product. Some improvements are needed, but like I said, XRP number one. This is all logical, factual. I don't. If Stellar was doing what Ripple is doing, I would be saying Stellar would be number one. If Bitcoin was doing what Ripple and XRP is doing, I would say Bitcoin will be number one forever. It's not. It's very different. So, guys, mark your calendars. Let's hope the SEC does not BS us. They don't do some stupid crap again. They move faster, and there's no delays. They approve these goddamn ETFs. We get this bull run started. You guys keep holding. We have the opportunity to make a lot of money. Remember, be prepared. I remember I did that video about cashing out. Make sure for all the exchanges you're on, you're verified to the utmost level or whatever it is, verification step 3, where your withdrawal and deposit amounts are increased to the maximum possible. Do that on multiple exchanges. This way, when you're ready to cash out, you can get your money out. I told you guys to talk to your bank as well, talk to your accountant, and start preparing, because if you're going to be cashing out money, sending to your bank, they may want to know what the hell is going on. You want to talk to your accountant like, hey, what's my capital gains situation, capital gains tax? I don't know what the deal is with other countries, but I know in the United States it's capital gains tax, and there's long-term and short-term. Honestly, I don't care about long-term and short-term because I have my price points, and I've done my calculations in a spreadsheet that if I cash out at a certain price, I'll be set, pay off my mortgage, pay off my car loan, and go on some vacations and things like that. Pay off my debt first, and then look at buying some nice things. But remember that, guys. Be smart with the money. If you make that money, pay off, get rid of your debt, because if you can not have a mortgage or rent, like maybe you go buy a house, buy it cash, then you're free in a sense that you own your property. You just pay your utilities and your taxes, right? It's a burden off your shoulder. You don't have to meet a certain mortgage or rent every month or whatever it is. That is my goal, guys. And some people have different opinions, but that's me. And I think a lot of people are in the same boat. You don't want to be a slave to be paying interest rates to the bank, right? Pay that shit off. Get your let's get free and clear. Have a house, buy it cash. You don't have a loan, you don't have any lien, you don't have to pay your mortgage. Anyway, I don't want to keep going on that, but that's my plan. And let's see what type of prices we see. Like I said, I could be wrong with this whole thing here with them approving and something, but if they approve it, I believe a bull run. I think a lot of people, even for example, right? I think a lot of people in the market are expecting a bull run. This is the ultimate catalyst. As much as I hate to say that, it is the ultimate catalyst, because I was on the record. I said if some major corporate Wall Street guys come out saying they're going to have the custody services, we're going to see bull run, but it didn't happen because of manipulation. That's okay. They can't keep it like that forever, because everybody wants to make money. So anyway, guys, what do you think about this news? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to check out my video yesterday about the World Crypto Con. I'm giving away free tickets. The folks at World Crypto Con gave me 10 tickets, guys. I will be at World Crypto Con in Las Vegas, October 31st to November 2nd. And I would love to see you guys there if you're able to attend. So check out that video to find out about the giveaway. I might do another video just to talk a bit about what's happening at World Crypto Con and show you the website and everything. So guys, thank you for your support, and I'll talk to you all later.